Welcome to this week's PWR. What have I been playing? What have I been watching? What have I been reading? Bambinos, let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to this week's PWR, or what I've been playing, what I've been watching, and what have I been reading. Okay, and while I'm preparing for this video, something struck me. All I ever seem, I got a dog. Here he is. Come on in. Do you want to come see? Oh, you must have heard me talking. I haven't been well this morning. Right, come up then. Come up and say hello to everybody. Come on up. Are you coming up? Right, up. There he is. There's the dog, the star of the show. He's looking after me today. Aren't you, boy? Looking after me. Yes. Right, push down. Sorry, we've always got time for Rossi on my channel. Yeah, so I'm okay. I'll get into what's wrong in a sec. It's all up in the head, you know. So I've noticed, like, it's all about the PlayStation 5. So that's what I played, quick spoiler. So 3 PS5 games and 3 PS4 games. Kind of. Actually, yeah, 2 of them are demos that I've played. Okay, I've got things here as props, if that makes sense. Hopefully it will make sense in a sec, okay? So I've almost forgotten about all the other games I've got. So I think in the new year, I plan to, because I really do love my retro gaming, I plan to play maybe I'll add a section or something to what I've been playing, and then Tony's retro corner or something, and then what retro game have I been playing. But I'm just basically whatever I'm in the mood to play, and there's been quite a few new things coming out, so I like to keep, I'm not just a retro gamer, obviously I'm a modern gamer too, alright? So, let's get into it. So last Sunday, my Sunday game of choice seems to always be Street Fighter 6. I think didn't play it last week, and I've been having withdrawals. I haven't actually touched World Tour mode last week though. Again, back into the arcade mode, and something I never thought I'd say, I'm really enjoying the modern controls. If you didn't know, you can change the controls. I'm more about the classic, but if I'm playing Ryu or Ken, I probably have to play with the classic controls because I grew up with them. But with the new characters, which is the ones I'm more exploring, like for interesting, like Rashid, for example, I know he came out in Street Fighter 5. He's very good fun in Street Fighter 5. But in Street Fighter 6, I prefer to play him with modern controls. I'm trying now. I know I did a video yesterday about my arcade sticks, okay? Go check that video out. I really enjoyed making that one. So my dog's just staring at me. Right, boy? He's my biggest fan. So I'm trying now to play these fighting games with a control pad, mainly because I really enjoy live streaming. So until I get a headset set up or anything, I'm hoping some decent ones go in sale in the January sales, and if I got a bit of money left over from Christmas, I'm going to invest in a headset so then I can go back to using my arcade sticks, okay? But so I'm relearning how to play a lot of these characters with the control pad, and it's another challenge, you know. So I played a bit of this on Sunday, and it's a great game. This, I think I said it before, I can't see myself ever uninstalling this game off my hard drive. It's there forever, like Street Fighter 4. I've got the digital copy of Street Fighter 4 on my PlayStation 5. That's not going anywhere. That's in there for the long haul, okay? Then Monday, I did Mortal Mondays. It's back, and we played some Mortal Kombat 11, and we're doing story mode. I think, gosh, I can't remember now. I think there's 12 chapters, did we get to chapter 5 or chapter 6? Maybe chapter 7 actually. So I'm about halfway through. I know some chapters are longer than others. So I'm about halfway through the game by the looks of it. But no, I can't be halfway. I don't know. Maybe another next week. So I plan to play this tomorrow night. So check it out unless something's wrong. Unless I take my health goes even worse. Okay. So yeah, what a great game. And I tell you what, the graphics really do hold up. They're not quite as good as Mortal Kombat 1. It's very interesting. I just got so much love for Mortal Kombat all of a sudden. Normally I've got one Mortal Kombat game installed, and I've uninstalled XL, installed this, and I've got Mortal Kombat 1 on the go, so I'll play this for one evening, and then within the same week I'm playing Mortal Kombat 1, you know. So, very good. It's story mode. It's up there. It's probably my second favourite story mode out of the whole franchise. But it's very different to Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1's definitely got the comedy element with Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is good in this. He's not in it as much, but this is more epic. But yeah, definitely recommend that. Don't sleep on Mortal Kombat 11. It's a fantastic game. Right, I'll put that there. So then I think either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm sticking with this game, okay? It's kind of not my usual game that I play. It's Persona 5 Royal for the PlayStation 4. And the main problem I had with it, but it's kind of solved that now. So I'm still early days, 5, 6, maybe 7 hours into it. But I'm in this castle, if you like. And one of the things I like about RPGs or JRPGs is the leveling up. And until I played it this week, there was no grind, there's no farming involved. But I found a way you can do it now. So I think I'm at the end, what feels like the end of this castle thing, but it's hard to explain with this game without giving away too much spoilers. The story is very good. That's the thing that's kept me coming back to it. There's a lot to learn in this game because I've never played a Persona. The only Persona games I've played before are Persona 5. I've got it here somewhere. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, the fighting game, and that's made this game. That game made me want to explore a bit more into it. And a lot of people, when I'm talking to other gamers, this is in their top 5. Some people say it's their favourite game of all time, and it's the third attempt of playing it. And I think I said it last week. If I don't continue playing it, I'm uninstalling it and it's going. But I'm miles more further into the game than the other two previous goes. Okay, it is a bit more forgiving with the. Out the way, Rossi. Come here. Crouch down, please. Sorry. It is more forgiving with the saves. You can't save anywhere, but it's kind of it's a bit more respectful of your time. But unless I've got at least an hour to play it, there's no point. It's not like Street Fighter. I'll put on if I got 15 minutes spare, I can put that on, play a couple of rounds, and jump off. Okay, but with this, it did because you can't save anywhere. But I basically one evening a week, I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, I did it. Where I've got 2 hours, let's say, to play. But if you haven't got at least an hour, there's no point in putting that on because you might not be able to save. If you've got to be somewhere, yeah, maybe not stick it on. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's not Game of the Year or anything, but it's one of those games that I just want to see what the fuss is all about, and I kind of am getting it. It's a really cool looking game as well. Put that there. Now, so fast forward to Thursday. So Thursday was the 14th of December, and there was 3 big things happening all at the same time. So there was a demo for Tekken 8 dropped. There was a demo for Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising dropped. Well, actually, the game came out, Rising, and it's currently $39.99. I was going to buy it, but then I realised that there was a free-to-play, like a demo. But that's a big old demo. And Mortal Kombat 1 Season 3 Invasions dropped all on the same day. Awesome. So, what did I do? I installed. As soon as I turned the PS5 on, it said Mortal Kombat is updated. Great. I thought I'd play that later. I won't stream that. But I really wanted to check out. So this is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I just like to have something in my hand when I'm talking about video games, okay? So the sequel to this is what I'm talking about. I didn't pay because no one's really got money this side of Christmas, okay? So yeah, so I played this and I'm very, very, very impressed with how much content is free. Some people have got issues with it, but what I only found out this morning actually, so Gran is my main. I didn't actually finish the RPG mode on this. I just kind of stuck to the arcade mode kind of thing. But Gran is staying there. He's in it for the long haul. But there's 3 other characters, okay, came out. But what I found out is they're rotating it. So I think it's either every week or every month. The other 3 characters, they're not available. And they'll introduce another 3 characters. So eventually, for free, you'll be able to explore the full roster. I think they've added 4 characters as well compared to the base game. This is one of my favourite looking games. If you're into your 2D anime fighting games, you need to check this game out. It's a visual treat. Very easy to pick up and play. It's inspired by Street Fighter 2. The maker of the game was obsessed with Street Fighter 2 and he wanted to honour it. So that's what's inspired this whole gameplay, okay? So we did that. There's quite a lot of story mode as well. I was expecting 20 minutes. Let's just dip your toe into the story mode. I think I streamed this for maybe 2 hours or something. Hour and a half, 2 hours. And it flew. It went like that. I thought I was playing for 45 minutes. And when it came out, it was like 19% of part 1. And there's 3 parts. So, well done, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising. Okay? You're doing a very good job. And it's like, I'm going to buy it eventually anyway. But if you've never heard of it, and maybe this is the first time you've heard of it, guys, there's a free version on there. So you can really spend a good couple of hours in the game. And there's all the online. I don't really touch the online at the moment. It's packed, guys, with content for a free demo, okay? So well done. I thoroughly enjoyed that and thoroughly recommend it. So then we finished that. And then I just played very briefly. So I got Tekken 7. So the Tekken 8 demo dropped. It's very different graphic style, isn't it? So going from a very anime, bright, colourful game like Grand Blue to going into Tekken 8. It's very dark and it's very realistic looking. It's easily the best Tekken game visually to look at. I picked up the controls like that, and not very rarely, I've always, like, my favourite 3D fighter, it's a tough one, it's close between Tekken franchise and the Soul Calibur franchise, okay, but I don't know, I thought, am I going to get into this? I wasn't really hyped for Tekken 8, but then after playing the demo, I am, the controls felt smooth, the speed, and I tell you what, I don't like the look of Paul Phoenix, right? With his hair's normally up here somewhere, isn't it? But then it's all down the side. He looks like a bit of a Karen kind of character. But he was the character I had the most fun playing, okay? There's only 4 characters you can play as. Again, it's just a demo. And I think this demo is live now, and I think it's beyond the PlayStation Store forever, or at least until the 26th of January when this is out. Staying with Tekken 8, I'm not sure what version I'm gonna get. So obviously we had the massive Street Fighter 6 came out this year, so I bought the Mad Gear box, so the special edition, collector's edition of that. Mortal Kombat 1 came out a couple of months later, so I bought the special edition of that. I don't think I'm going to be buying the special collector's edition Tekken 8, okay? I don't think so. But then I don't know what version, do I buy the basic or the deluxe? I'm not sure which version I'm going to play, alright? Maybe I'll start streaming the demo, or maybe I got the itch to play Tekken 7 again. So maybe in the new year, in the run-up to Tekken 8, Tekken Tuesdays, Tony's Tekken Tuesdays might make a return, alright? But yeah, I really enjoyed that demo. Again, it's free, guys, go check it out. And then I went on to sustain with that Thursday. I thought, oh yeah, great. So I wasn't live streaming. I thought, right, let's have a quick play of Mortal Kombat 1. And the servers were down, so we could play the base game. I couldn't do invasions. It kept asking me to sign into my account, and I thought, I haven't played it for like 2 weeks, that's all. Or even a week. And I thought, what the hell? It's like the Xbox logging you out, log you back in, your password, and it was like, don't know. I mean, I had such a good fun with this game all year, well, since it came out in September. I felt like, screw me over. So then I went on Twitter, or X, and they'd announced that there's an issue. The servers are down, unfortunately. So come to Friday Night Fights, what game am I going to play? Obviously, I'm going to play me some Mortal Kombat 1, and it's Season 3. I can confirm it's fantastic. We did the first world, so it's Sub-Zero's world. I bet you he's going to be absolutely solid. So just to confirm, your character, so I mean Mileena and Sector, so they go back to level 1. I don't mind. I think we grinded it out. We went to, I think my character's level 9 now already. Very good fun. I'm not a fan, I never have been a fan of the survivals mode in it. I prefer to play, this is saying something, test your might to the survival in this game. Some of the costumes, some of the skins are really good. I was tempted to buy the fatality, the Christmas fatality. I've seen it on YouTube and it looks hilarious. I thought, how cool will that be? Every time I do a fatality with Santa coming in on a sleigh, he's like a devil Santa, like a ghost kind of vibe. And it was so expensive. But interestingly enough, my profile, there's so many things you can level up. My profile is level 60 now, and there's a lot of different currencies, isn't it? And they rewarded me 200 of the red crystals, and that's actual currency, that is. So I can go and put that towards buying some of these skins. There isn't, unfortunately, a Mileena, because she had a skin in Season 2, which I downloaded, the, Asylum ones, what are those vests where you can't harm yourself? She's, in one of them, and she looks amazing. But Katana, she's got, a Christmassy themed one, and that was 500 currency crystals or whatever. And then I leveled up, I think Mileena, then I got her to level 31, but went out from 29 to 31, and then I got gifted another 100, so I've got 300, so it's not actually going to cost me that much more to get that. So I've been thinking about it. I thought, yeah, I do like playing as Katana. I'm not going to buy a skin if I never play as the character. It's a really cool looking General Shao skin. It's the best he's ever looked, in my opinion. It looks like, when I first saw it, it gave me the new God of War games. He looked like a character from that kind of universe. But I don't really main him, so I'm not going to be wasting my money on that. But Katana is good fun, so I probably am gonna buy that skin, okay? But yeah, what a great game. Maybe worth you asking Santa for that if you haven't already. Definitely gets a Tony recommendation. Alright, so that's what I've been playing this week, okay? Sorry, I've rambled a bit longer than usual. So what have I been watching, okay? I watched yesterday on Netflix. Gosh, this was a blast from the past, and it's a 23-year-old film. It was on Netflix. They think they've just added it. Is U-571, based on a true story in World War II, where the first interesting thing about the movie is Bon Jovi's in it. It's like, what the hell is he doing there? And he holds his own. He's not like a main character. He's a character in it, but he's not like the main character. But it's nice to see him, and he doesn't stand out as silly. And I forgot he was in it. I was looking at it going, who's that guy now? Who's that guy? Again, this is 23 years ago. Bon Jovi's in it, okay? He doesn't get his guitar out and start singing, unfortunately. It's not a musical. But it's interesting that he's in there, okay? But it's these American troops basically take over this submarine. and it's like I don't want to spoil the story. I'm not very good at explaining the story more like, and their ship gets blown up. So to survive, they've got to use this German submarine to escape, and they're in hot water, excuse the pun, and they got to take on these other boats, but everything's in German, and they can't speak German, so they got to figure out how the controls work. They've never been in one of these submarines before. There's a lot. It's quite a little bit of a plot twist, I suppose, but it's a lot, and I mean a lot of. I know it's a submarine movie, isn't it? So, it is exciting, but there's a lot of like staring, listening, staring, listening. It's a lot of that kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it was one of the first, because the 2000s, that's when people started converting to DVDs, wasn't it? And I think, if my memory's right, I remember borrowing that movie off my mate Luxton. So shout out to Luxton, he is a friend of the channel. Saw him last night, actually. Yeah, so... yeah. Sorry, my head's going. It was like, it's bonkers to think. That was 23 years ago that movie came out. It's like, where did that time go? God, this old age is catching up with us, isn't it? So that's on Netflix. I think they've just added it. But yeah, that's U571. And I like a story based on a true story. Who doesn't, you know? So, we didn't watch anything on Prime, but we went to the cinema last night. I'm smiling now. We watched Godzilla -1. Oh my God. But before we get to that, there was one show in the UK. It came out Friday, and on Saturday, I don't know if this is the new way of cinema works. You know, I think it, unfortunately, we were talking about it yesterday. I think it's dying out, unfortunately. But there was one show in. Back in the day, let's think, Jurassic Park, all the Jurassic Park movies. I know we're going way back now. They'd be showing it like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then 4 or 4:30. Then there'd be another showing at 6 o'clock. Then there'd be one at 8:30. Then there'd be one at 9. You know, there'd be all these showings, but there's one showing. And there wasn't that many people there. It's very confusing, okay? But the reason I'm not well today, I'm making progress with my mental health, and then it comes back with a vengeance to remind me I'm not well, alright? So it was the train journey. Now normally, I've got no problem going on the trains anywhere, okay? But what I wasn't prepared for yesterday was, whenever I go game hunting, that's how I socialise now. I quit drinking, so I don't go to pubs or anything. It's not my scene at all, okay? I'm sober. And we normally go, and it's normally, I'm getting on the train at 8:30 in the morning, so it's normally very quiet. Some trains might be busy, but most people are on their way to work or stuff like that. I'm kind of before the shoppers. Normally 10 o'clock onwards, that's when the shoppers start jumping on these trains. So then normally by 12 o'clock, I'm on my way home on the train. But I'm mentally prepared. I'm conscious because I suffer with panic attacks, anxiety. If you've ever had a panic attack, a full-on panic attack, it's exhausting. You just want to come home and lie in your bed. So I got to the platform nice and early. I thought, oh, great, there's only 5 or 6 other people waiting. I was expecting, because it's Christmas time, all the Christmas parties and stuff like that. And the train was 1 minute late, so great. That's very good for where I live. And it was like 2 minutes until the train pulled up. Then like a crowd of people started flooding into the train station, and there's a pub opposite, there's a Wetherspoons opposite the train station, so they were obviously keeping an eye on the app or whatever. They knew exactly what time the train was coming, and then because I wasn't planning up here I wasn't prepared for it, the train was jam-packed. It was busy before we even got on, but there was a group of men, so there's nowhere to sit basically. So I went on, and I just stood and looked out the window, but then I could feel my heart rate was going up anyway. And this group of men, I know they're in their 50s because they kept joking because they were drunk. They weren't harmful, but they were very rowdy and stuff like that. But I was trying to make myself invisible. I was just looking out the window, and then as we were pulling into Swan, basically, if I could have got off the train everything in me wanted to get off the train. But the thing with the train, you can't just, it's not a bus, you can't press the bell and, oh, sorry, let me off, I can't do this. You're stuck on the bloody train, aren't you? So I didn't have, I had a mild anxiety, I could feel it, I started to sweat and I hated it. And then one of the men then started talking to me and I did not want to be talking, so I was like, hey, what's your name? And he was looking me up and down. I said, Tony. He goes, your name's not Tony. Look me in the eye and say your name's Tony. And then everyone was looking at me. And again, it wasn't their fault. They're not trying to be thing. But it was just, that's the worst thing that could happen to me. I hate people looking at me when I'm in public. I can't do it. I'm a piece of shit. I hate it, right? But it's just, I don't know. It's like, it was worth it because I was watching Godzilla, right? But it's like, I don't think people realise how hard it is for people to suffer with anxiety, depression, mental health issues. Okay, so it was like, I thought, maybe I'm naive because I've done so well this year, but it's a different crowd in the mornings, isn't it? Okay, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but it's frustrating. There's nothing I can do about it. But the good news is, I've had counselling and a lot of the breathing techniques, and when you start to feel like you're about to have a panic attack, it does work, but it's not always as effective as perhaps you'd want it to be, okay? So, I don't know what I could have done. I couldn't move anyway, because they were just everywhere, and they were pushing and barging, just messing around. They didn't mean any harm or anything, but they'll never know. I'm glad to have got off the train when I did. I was like, get off the train, and I just almost made a run for the exit, you know what I mean? So, on to, what did we watch? We watched Godzilla -1, and it was great to be in the cinema. I can't remember the last movie we watched. We normally, so is my imaginary friend Chris, shout out my imaginary friend Chris, and Luxton, shout out Luxton, okay? It was us three, and we normally watch the Star Wars movies in the cinema. I know we watched the Tarantino movies, but Godzilla, and thinking back, I thought this was the only time I'd seen a Godzilla movie in the cinema. No, I watched the 98 one. I definitely watched the 98 one in the cinema as well, okay? But what did I think of the movie? I thought it was fantastic. Visually, they've nailed it. At first, I thought, like a lot of the Godzilla movies, right? So the thing I really liked from the get-go, okay, it introduces the main character, other than Godzilla, and it's set like right at the end of World War II. I'm not going to do spoilers, okay? But normally it's slow build up, and then they'll find what did the damage to this vessel, or what did this, and then they'll find a footprint. This is how they normally go, isn't it? Then they'll find a witness and they'll say, Godzilla, Godzilla, whatever, yeah? And then they'll introduce him. But literally, it goes dark. Boom, Godzilla's there straight away. So I thought, that's more like it. But he was like the size of a very big Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I thought, I knew he was smaller like than Shin Godzilla, for example. But I didn't realise he was that small. But he looks spectacular, because it was dark as well. I really did enjoy it. But he does grow. So then the war ends. Then it's all about Japan, like going through the devastation of the war, and like a shanty town almost that these people are left with to live in, and they're rebuilding their houses, and he meets this woman, he gets this child, and all this stuff. So it's set over the years, but he keeps having these nightmares of that night. And he's living with a lot of guilt because he's a kamikaze pilot, and if you didn't know, they're not supposed to come home from the war. So he's dealing with that as well. But he's a very likeable character. So Godzilla then, he makes another appearance. So I hope it's not going to be one of those movies where it's always in the dark. So next thing, crystal blue waters in the middle of the ocean, okay? And he's amazing. He's grown. He's not at his final size. And it's just like so well done. It's not like sometimes you watch a movie, I wish Godzilla did this, I wish he did that. He does everything. I can't fault Godzilla in this movie, okay? But the story that goes alongside it, like a lot of these Godzilla movies, especially the earlier ones, like the mid-60s, 70s ones, you don't really care about the characters, but you do care about these characters, and piecing their lives back together. It's quite a complicated story, I suppose. His situation is, you feel for the guy, and you kind of get a feeling, you know what's going to happen at the end, and then it's. I don't want to say, is it a happy end? Yes, I really enjoyed it. Okay, so if you're on the fence about watching it, go check it out and watch it in the cinema, because don't wait for it to come out. Like the mistake I made with Shin Godzilla. It was back in kind of the end of my drinking day. I was trying to quit alcohol. So I made the mistake of not... So I'll wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and I'll buy it on iTunes. And that's what I did. But I wish I could watch Shin Godzilla on the big screen. So I got no regrets. It was a bit of a challenge getting there. I know I'm only riding a train to get there, okay? But it's hard. It was a battle to get there, but I was like, I'm gonna see Godzilla. Do you know what I mean? And shout out to Chris as well. He had free tickets. I think his girlfriend's father had tickets through work or something. He wasn't using them. And fair play to Chris. We didn't pay anything to watch this, to go to the cinema. But yeah, definitely watch it in the cinema, guys. And as well, to support Godzilla. So if you want to see more movies like this, I think it's tripled its budget, isn't it? It's done really well financially. So yeah, keep supporting it, okay, guys? YouTube. Now, this is a blast from the past, this video, okay? This is one of the first channels I ever subscribed to, and this is the video that made me find the channel, okay? I'm not sure if I know I have shouted this channel out before, but I don't know if I've shouted out this video, okay? The video, 6 or 9 years old video, okay? So it's almost like comfort food. Watching these videos, some of the early, so the channel is Great Men Taking Over the World. So shout out Great Men Taking Over the World. It's my favourite YouTube channel, okay? And the video is Dark Assassins Top 10 Fighting Game Series, okay? So what the Great Men Taking Over the World, there used to be, like, it looks like school friends have set up a YouTube channel. There's 1, 2, 4, 5. Sometimes there's other guest characters, like their friends or their cousins, families and stuff come in there. But it's run. It looks like it's run by Ren. Ren is the only one that is still on the video. So again, as people get older, they're too busy with family, work, and maybe they moved away and stuff like that. But this video, Dark Assassins Top 10 Fighting Game Series, is the video that made me subscribe there. And Dark Assassin, right? When he's talking, he looks like an interesting character, right? I wish he was in more videos, okay? So shout out Dark Assassin. The passion he's got when he's talking about these games. So it's like he does honourable mentions and he just starts at number 10 is this, number 9 is this, etc., down to number 1. All right. Different top 10 to me, but he covers all the main games in the franchise, okay? I love the fact he's got little stories when he's talking about his memories with the games. Like when he's talking about Tekken, he entered a Tekken tournament and he said like he came second, and he showed a photo of him, we won like a baseball cap or something. You can tell it comes across really well, the love he's got and the knowledge he's got for these fighting games. There's banter then. I think it's Ren behind the camera, and like having a bit of banter back and forth about, like, he's talking about Tekken and Ren says, what about that time I haven't ever played Tekken 7, you've been playing it for a couple of months, and after a couple of goes I kicked your ass like the old days kind of thing. It's really good channel. I really do recommend it, and I never forget these channels. They did at the lowest I've been on my mental health, they did a Soul Calibur 6 stream. So it just come out and they just had the camera showing them all like on the sofa, like people are coming and going, like a party kind of thing, like Soul Calibur party. And it just came at the right time, or I discovered that video at the right time, and I commented, might have actually sent an Instagram message over or something saying I really enjoyed that, thank you, I really appreciate your content. Never expecting a reply, and Ren took the time to reply to me. So it's like a lot of these YouTubers are genuine. Some of them pretend to be genuine and they don't give a shit. Like, but no, very, very genuine, nice people, you know. So yeah, please, if you haven't already, check it out. You will enjoy the content. But yeah, it's my favourite YouTube channel, always will be. Okay, so what have I been reading? I kinda finished Mortal Kombat. Oh, it's upside down. I've been reading the book upside down this whole time. I'll have to start again. No. Yeah, so I kind of finished. All I've got left, I didn't read it all last night. Normally I'm in bed at 9 o'clock. I think we got in after 11. So it was zonked when I got in. So no, I wasn't reading. I literally just got the e-prologue thing to read at the back. Okay. So I got some notes here in my phone. It's kind of wrapping up. So it's not a story, it's about documentation of Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat 4, okay? So what notes have I got here? Mortal Kombat 4. Oh, it came out on the Mortal Kombat 4 came out on the N64, PlayStation, PC, Game Boy Color. I keep forgetting it came out on the Game Boy Color. Then Mortal Kombat Gold. I'm not familiar with the Dreamcast. I've never had one, never owned one. One day, maybe next year will be the year. I always talk about getting one. And Mortal Kombat Gold is one of those games I'll definitely be on the lookout when I get a Dreamcast, okay? But I didn't realise, I knew it was an exclusive, but I never knew what it was. But basically, it's kind of like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It's kind of that. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 4 for the Dreamcast. So it's the definitive edition of that. So that's definitely on my wish list whenever I do get a Dreamcast, okay? But then what the book covers really well is what actually happened to the arcades. So I remember growing up, like primary school, all the way through comprehensive school or secondary school, okay? Everyone says, oh, the graphics almost as good as the arcade. Arcade Perfect was like the standard all games had to get to, okay? We never ever thought that home consoles would surpass arcade, because arcades always sounded much better, didn't they? So Soul Calibur, it does talk about other games that came out around the time. So Soul Calibur was the first home port that actually outshined the arcade release. So it came out in the arcade, but it was better to buy the home version, okay? So instead of going to the arcade, spending 50 pence a go, or whatever it was, 20 pence a go, you can buy the game, and that game's yours forever if you were lucky enough to have a Dreamcast, you know? So that was very interesting. So, I think I got a quote from the book. The age of Arcade Perfect had come to an end. We were in an era of beyond. So yeah, I thought that's it. That is it. And it was, why would you go to the arcade? I like the social side of it, but people are like, the reason you go to the arcade is to play the games, first of all, and then you go with your mates, and it became like, my arcade experience was, we'd like meet to go to the cinema, or we'd meet to go bowling, but my favourite part was, before we do our activity, or while we're waiting for our other mates to turn up, the arcade time. Maybe I didn't realise it at the time, but that's my favourite part. I can't remember exactly what films I played, I watched, or what bowling. I can't remember much about the bowling, but I do remember everything about the arcade scene. So that was the golden time for me, okay? And then there's stories about like other people's stories about how quick the arcade scene died off after the powerful consoles arrived. So one guy would go to this, every year he'd be going to this place on holidays with his family. And then he got married, he did that, and like life took over, he's an adult. And he thought, do you know what I haven't been to? I haven't been to that arcade. So in his head, he's thinking, packed arcade, I want to go and check out the latest Mortal Kombat. You know, I'll go there and be prepared to wait and stuff like that for my turn. He went in there, and there was like 3 people in the entire arcade. And he's like, oh, it was so depressing, you know. But obviously now looking back, it was obvious what was happening. But it took these game developers, these arcade game developers, a while to catch on what was actually happening, you know. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that book, guys. It's probably the best book I've read this year. I don't know if I'm going to do a top 3. I'll do like a year review. But I've read some good books this year, but I've really enjoyed that. And I love the fact that I play Mortal Kombat, and it's my ritual before I go to bed. Helps me sleep. I'll read a chapter or 10 pages or something like that of Mortal Kombat. So yeah, a great book. So a couple of people are asking about it. It is available on Amazon. So it's Long Live Mortal Kombat Round 1 by David L. Craddock. David L. Craddock. So if you type in the author, I think he has written some other gaming books as well. Maybe Quake or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's a very good writer. And if you're half interested in the franchise like Mortal Kombat, yeah, definitely check that out. There we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. I'm going to cut it off now. And I might stream later on today. I don't know. I want to. But I've got to catch up on the housework. It's exciting, isn't it? There we go. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great Sunday. Love you. Goodbye.